smell of freshly baked bread, the popping of cooking bacon, or the sweet smell of cookies coming right out of the oven. Gone are the days when most Americans learned how to cook from parents or during a mandatory school culinary class. Now they are satisfied with fast food and pre-cooked meals, but they shouldn't have to be. Through my research for this speech, I learned that according to a survey accessed April 3rd, 2018 from Statistica, 31% of people said having better cooking skills would trigger them to prepare more meals at home. Today, I will first talk to you about why people today lack enthusiasm and knowledge about cooking. Then, I will second explain some healthy solutions to this problem. And finally, I will describe the many benefits of learning to cook. So first, let's discuss why many people flop when it comes to cooking. Cooking at home has started to decline, and this is a result from a busy lifestyle, the ease of fast food restaurants, and just overall lack of general knowledge. So first, let's talk about a busy lifestyle. According to a survey published in 2016 titled U.S. Consumers' Opinions on Home Cooking in 2016 by age group from Statistica, 55% of people ages 19 to 29 said they would like to cook at home more often. But why don't they cook at home more often? It's because of a busy lifestyle. And it's not just people our age, it's older adults too. We use the excuses of, oh, I'm too busy, I have work, I have school, I have other activities. And they just use all of these excuses to not cook at home. So second, let's talk about the ease of fast food restaurants. According to an article published in 2010 titled, "Can We Have Fries with That, Please? Nutrition and Physical Activities Among College Students," from Contemporary Issues in Education Research, college students spend approximately 40% of the money on food eaten away from home in fast food or sit-down restaurants. That's almost half of the money that you spend on food was spent at either fast food restaurants like you see here or at sit-down restaurants. Now, why do many people flock to these fast food restaurants? One, like I mentioned earlier, is time. Also, it's easy, it's quick, but also many people think that it's financially cheaper to go to these places. But in reality, when you go to them many times a week, the money you spend really adds up. Let's third talk about just the lack of general knowledge people have about cooking. And this is a result from just families not passing down cooking skills or knowledge to their children. Also, it's just as a result of easier fast food restaurants and easier sit-down places to go and eat. Also, there's cooking all around us today in the world, whether it be Facebook, TV, cooking shows like that, or Instagram tasty videos, but yet many people only use these for entertainment and don't really take in the knowledge that's given to them. So now I've explained the problem, let's second discuss some delicious solutions. To help combat this boiling issue, many solutions can be found at the state, college, and personal levels. So first, I'd like to talk to you about what we can do on a state level. So in an interview done on April 11th, 2017 with Samantha Bradley, the culinary arts teacher at Norwich High School, this was said about mandatory culinary classes. I personally think every high school should be made to take at least one basic culinary class. I have learned that most kids don't know the simplest cooking methods, let alone how to even turn on a stove or an oven. Now, I agree with the statement made by Samantha Bradley. I think that, as a whole, the state of Kansas should have just like a regulation set, just like any other class, to have one mandatory basic culinary class. And I'm not talking about a grand culinary class where it teaches you all these advanced skills. I'm just talking about basic knowledge in the kitchen, how to work utensils, and just basic nutritional knowledge to tell children or students what they're putting in their bodies. Next, I would like to talk about what Butler Community College can do as a whole. And I think Butler should provide all students with a place to cook, especially those who are in the dorms right now. We're very limited with food. We have the choice of either going to the to the cafeteria where usually there's not many healthy choices, or go out in El Dorado where there's a lot of fast food places. And I think just adding a place for students to bring in their own food and cook can allow for some healthier choices to be made. And third, I would just like to talk about what you can do on a personal level. So, stated in an article published in 2011 titled "Cooking in Schools, Rewarding Teachers for Inspiring Adolescents to Make Healthy Choices" from Nutrition Bulletin, children who develop adequate cooking skills and nutritional knowledge are more likely to make healthier choices later in life. Now, this isn't just for students in general. This is for all of us and people at an older age. Go out, take culinary classes. There's some here at Butler. There's easy ones to take. You can sign up in Wichita or here in El Dorado. Also, if you're worried about time when cooking, prepping meals beforehand, like for the week before, that also really helps a lot. Or just use the internet that's at your disposal. Go out and try recipes, look at YouTube videos. You're not going to get it right the first time. Just keep trying and just have the courage to start. So now that we understand how to cool down this issue, let's thirdly glaze over the benefits of learning to cook. The benefits of learning to cook span all lengths of your dinner plate. In an article published in 2017 titled "Home Food Preparation Practices, Experiences, and Perceptions, a quantitative interview study with photo elicitation" from ProQuest said, cooking classes for children, parents, and careers have been recommended as a wider strategy to reduce childhood obesity. Now this brings me into my first point, is the health benefits of learning to cook. And it not only can help childhood obesity, it can help people who might be overweight as adults or in college. Just the many benefits also include like lowering your blood pressure, or just improving your mood, or giving you extra energy throughout the day because you're fueling your body with extra nutrients. Also, cooking at home is said to have less fat, sugar, and sodium than all of the fast food restaurants that we eat now. So second, I would like to talk about the cost about cooking at home. According to an article published in 2017 titled "Home Cooking Cheaper and Healthier," written in Nation's Health magazine, one study found that there was no increased cost for eating a healthier diet at home. Now, like I said before, many people think that it does cost more to eat at home because you have to buy all those ingredients. But in reality, this study also showed that there's no increased cost for eating at home. And like I mentioned before, especially if you're eating a lot of fast food, if you can cut just like 2 or 3 times a week out, you can see how much financial benefit you'll gain from that. The last point I'd like to talk about is just how cooking can help you in your later life. So eventually, we're all going to grow up, we are all going to get an apartment or a house, and we're all going to have a kitchen. And that requires us to know the basics of moving around the kitchen. Also, cooking just teaches you patience, instruction, and discipline. It can give you the confidence just in yourself to know that you can do it. And it can also help you impress your friends because you can get together and cook. It's a bonding experience. Now that we've learned to savor these changes, let's finally review every sticky detail. Today, I've explained to you why everybody should learn how to cook, by first telling you about why people today are not cooking as much. Second, by explaining some solutions to this problem. And thirdly, by describing the many benefits of learning to cook. You should not just be satisfied with fast food or pre-cooked meals. Learning to cook can help not only your body, but your mind too. This is why I implore you, my fellow classmates, to take the initiative to help support cooking in Kansas. Contact your local district representative on the Kansas State Board of Education at www.ksde.org/board. And if you do plug in that web address, you'll see a list of people that represent Kansas in the districts, and I recommend that you contact Kathy Bush or Jim Porter because they're the closest to our regions. If you see under their names, you can see the little word that says contact. If you click these contacts, you'll be able to see their phone numbers and their email addresses. for both. And I recommend that you either call them or email them and just tell them that you would like to see mandatory culinary art classes in Kansas. And finally, just take the initiative to learn how to cook healthy. So maybe one day you don't just have to think about food. You can actually make it yourself.